So over the past week or so, a lot of Season 2 intel has been coming in, whether it be leaks about the multiplayer maps, whether it was the blog post that was put out about the big changes coming to Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 that happened last week. But yesterday, they put out this. This little cutscene was depicting an announcement that happened today. It is for the new Resurgence map within Warzone 2 called Ashika Island. Today, we got a lot more details and a little bit of a tour of what this map was actually going to look like. So in this video, that is what we are going to do. We're going to be looking in depth at the new Resurgence map, which needless to say, I'm pretty excited about and I'm thinking is going to bring a lot of people back to Warzone 2. But before we dive into that, I first have to tell you about today's video sponsor. If you've been hurt in an accident, you deserve compensation, but having to search for a lawyer, dealing with all the paperwork, spending hours in meetings, I mean, finding a lawyer is hard, right? That is where you're wrong. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. Morgan & Morgan has a modernized injury law process, so you can submit a claim and have it reviewed by a lawyer without even leaving your couch. You can sign documents, upload pictures, share medical records, doctor's bills, all from your phone. You can even text message your attorney and case manager without having to go into an office. In fact, when you are injured in an accident, hiring an attorney is one of the first things you should do. And with Morgan & Morgan, submitting a claim is so easy. More than 3 million have trusted Morgan & Morgan when they have been injured in an accident. So if you're ever injured in an accident, check out Morgan & Morgan, where you can submit a claim in 8 clicks or less. And then you can have America's largest injury law firm fighting for you. You can get started at forthepeople.com or dial #law. That's #529 from your cell phone. Or of course, you can check out that link down in the description. And of course, thank you Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring the video. So today with the reveal of Ashika Island, the way that they did it is on Twitter, they started out putting screenshots of the various different locations around the map. The first one they give out is called Tsuzuki Castle. And basically the description of this one is infiltrate quickly, past the tower's defenders, reach the hidden space. So there's some hidden space inside of it, and it also sounds like it might be a stronghold or something like that because it says past the tower's defenders, or this could be relating to DMZ. We don't quite know at this point, but the one thing that I will say is that there was a rumor that one of the maps coming to multiplayer within Season 2 was going to be Castle. I'm wondering if that was actually a look at this map, and that's not what we're going to be getting in multiplayer. We'll probably find out later this week, but as for now, this is our first look at Castle. The second picture we got actually gives us a little bit more. This one is called Town Center. This is once again on the Ashika Island map, and the description they gave for this one is long range or close up. Through the market's many stalls, find the next shootout. Now, as far as this one goes, you can see a lot more in the background. In the far distance on top of the hill, you can see Castle. You can see some buildings and bridges off to the right. You can see kind of some hangars, things like that off to the left. And you kind of get a better idea of the overall size of the map, being able to see more and more of the background. It's also important to note that you get to see a lot of water, as that is going to be a part of this map as well. And they mentioned that it is an island. Now, the one thing is off in the far distance, it looks like there's a boat at the back, but I'm not sure if that's a boat or whether or not that is just some sort of rock formation. Not 100% sure. I will say this also looks a little bit like Raid, but so far I really like the aesthetic of this map. The next location we have is called Beach Club. The description of it is not a vacation, don't let cabanas deceive, grab sand, take cover. Now, as far as this one goes, off to the right, you can see some things out in the water. You have the little beach club in the center there. I believe the location, the town center that we just looked at, was off to the left of this image. So we are to the right of the previous one. And this looks like one of the far ends of the map. Again, in the background, you can see the castle, which is the center area of the map. And this is one of the ends of the map. This next one is super interesting and kind of gives me some Fortune's Keep vibes. This one is called Underground Waterway. It says, deep below the earth, long tendrils branching outward. Warmth knows no home here. Now, as far as this one goes, we don't know how big this area is, whether it's in the middle of the map or near the edges. It kind of looks like the town center is on the outside based off of the bridges we can see, but again, very hard to tell. But there's going to be some sort of underground area on this map to, of course, add some area and space that you can go, hide, and have to fight in as well. And again, the water is definitely going to be a part of this. So the final thing we got is, of course, the TAC map. It is what you were seeing here. It is what you saw in the thumbnail. So this is the full map of Ashika Island. Keep in mind that this is a Resurgence map, so it's kind of like Rebirth Island and things like that, how it will play, Fortune's Keep, so on and so forth. And as far as the size of the map, it's relatively small, and there is only 7 major POIs, which is interesting. First of all, in the top left, we have Oganiku Farms, which we haven't seen yet, Town Center, and Suki Castle, which we did see, as well as Beach Club. Then we have Port Ashika, followed up by Shipwreck. So by the way, in those images that we saw before, those were ships we were seeing in the background. And finally, Residential, which will probably be a bunch of various different houses. All in all, the size of the map looks about right. We don't know the total player count as of right now, but all in all, I'm pretty fired up for this. The one downside that I've seen a lot of people talking about is in reference to the kind of overall weather on the map. They say it's too cloudy, too dark, that kind of thing, but I don't think that's necessarily bad. That's kind of what we had out of Rebirth Island at the very beginning. As far as the rest of the map goes, I like the look of it. I like that it is different. I like that they went with a different style of the map, and I'm curious to see how it plays. Speaking of which, overall player count, we don't know for this. We don't know how it's going to work with solos or anything like that. Not to mention, this is also going to be an exclusion zone within DMZ. So just like you'd go into Almazar or Building 21, this will be a option that you can go into. They have stated already that there are going to be challenges for various different factions focused on this map, which I think is a fantastic idea. So to level up, go through and kind of go through all of the challenges, you're not only going to have to play on Almazar, you're also going to have to play on this exclusion zone as well, which I think is a fantastic idea. I think it's very clear to say at this point, this is definitely what Warzone 2 needs, is a Resurgence map, and a good one at that. Now, we don't know if this map is any good yet, because, well, we haven't played it, but what we do know is that it is going to play very similar to Fortune's Keep, Rebirth Island, and modes like that we have seen in the past. I am personally excited to get into this in DMZ as well and see how that's going to work with the various different challenges. Overall, I think this is a big thumbs up in my book. I'm glad that it is a brand new map. I really enjoyed Fortune's Keep when it came out. So since they're doing something similar like this, I think it's going to bring a lot more players in than if they just brought back Rebirth Island. And yeah, it would bring a lot of players at first, but within a week, a month, players would just be like, yeah, we've played this before. We know what it's about. Whereas this, there is a lot more to discover, a lot more to find, and a lot more that they can add moving forward as well. So those are kind of my thoughts on it, but if you disagree, if you agree, let me know what you think of the map moving forward. I'm very curious, and I'm excited for February 15th for when this drops with Season 2. But like I said, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, let me know what you think down in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and have notifications on. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for